Hey everybody, I hope this is coming through just fine. But I also want to, sorry, I'm getting some messages. I wanted to hop on Facebook tonight because I have been chatting with a lot of you all. And before I get into the meat and taters of this video, I'm going to wait so Facebook will notify Facebook land, from this side of the earth to that side of the earth that I'm on. And I'm hoping that this isn't going to be too much of a rambling video because I want to get kind of like down to it. So like I just said, I have been chatting with hey Susan, with a lot of women today. Hey Amy, and I may have chatted with you. I don't know. Hey Nancy. I'm excited everybody's hopping on. And I've been just chatting with a lot of women. And let me tell you something. I've been getting a lot of excuses on why people are not getting healthy. Some people are already healthy and they want to be healthier. There are some people who are not healthy and they're not wanting to be healthy or healthier. Well, let me take that back. They say they do, but their actions are not aligning up with their words. Hey Karen, hey Ella, hey Hillary. I love that you all are hopping on. If you're hopping on, say hello to me so I know that you're down there below, so that I'm not talking to a screen of a image of me, a video of me. Say hello and tell me what you're doing tonight. Besides listening to me as well, or of course, like rambling. So I think, yeah, like my thoughts are kind of just all over the place. Do you ever get to the point where like you feel like your brain is just a clutter? It's just a cluster. Hey Karen, hey Francis. Like that's where I'm at right now because I'm to the point where I'm kind of frustrated. Hey Jackie, hey Cynthia. So let me tell you something. Hey Missy, I'm frustrated. All right. Like I said, I've been chatting with a lot of women and I've been getting a lot of just crappy excuses. And some I can get. Money can be an issue and stuff, but here's the thing that I don't get. Like, it doesn't really cost a ton of money to be healthier than what you already are. Water does not, I mean, you have to pay for water, but anybody can drink out of their faucet. Oh, you're trying to get through work, Jessica? Good luck with that. Where do you work? So walking does not cost money, right? So if anything, drinking more water and cutting out soda or juices or whatever else you're drinking, it's going to save you money. Like, let's get real. Let's be honest. And I think a lot of times when people say, now granted, there are some people who live paycheck to paycheck. But a lot of the reasons why is because they're choosing to spend their money on other things. And I feel like when someone has a legitimate paying job and they're still living paycheck to paycheck, they need to look at their finances and say, okay, my finances are telling me and showing me where my priorities are. Okay? If you find that your priorities are more with entertainment or toys or whatever it may be, then you cannot tell me that your priorities are getting healthier when obviously you don't put your money where your mouth is. Does that make sense? I'm not saying you have to spend money to be healthy, because you can obviously drink water, walk more, take the steps instead of the elevator. There are lots of things you can do. Don't get me wrong. But when your finances reflect that you're spending more money on entertainment things, purses, getting your nails done, like I said, toys, or just these things that really do not match up with what your words are. You can't tell me that you want to get healthier and that's a priority when your finances do not match up with that. Okay? So don't give that to me as an excuse. Because when I go to your page, because I check y'all out, don't think that I'm just like messaging y'all, like trying to get you my challenge group, and I don't know like who I'm talking to. When I see that you've got your nails done or you just got your hair did, and I know nails aren't cheap because my daughter gets her nails done like $50-$60 a pop, like that. Like, dude, do you realize what you could buy with that? Like how much like healthy, good food you could have with that. So don't tell me that you want to get healthier but you can't afford it. You're choosing not to afford it. You're choosing not to place those finances where you are saying your, what your desires are, because they don't match up. Like, there's just there's too much of a disconnect. So that's some excuses I get. Then I get some where it's like, well, I don't have time. Girl, let me tell you something. None of us ain't got time. But let me tell you what. You know, when people say I can't afford it, or I don't have the time, guess what? You can't afford not to be healthier. You can't afford to not make the time. Because in a year from now, you're going to wish that you started today. And the person who you are now can be a much better person, far better than what you are now. Okay, no matter how great you think you are right now, I'm going to knock you off your high horse, and I'm going to tell you can be much greater than what you are now. Myself included. I'm preaching to myself. No matter how wonderful, no matter how fancy, no matter how great and fabulous you think you are, guess what? God ain't done with you yet. Hey, Audrey. Oh, Stephanie. You've had a lot going on. I'm not going to make excuses for you. You've had a lot going on. But I just want to let you know, like, even with a lot going on, life always happens. And it's easy to use life as excuses. It's easy to say, well, I just got pregnant. Well, guess what? The last time I checked, people want to have a healthy pregnancy, right? I feel like a lot of women that I talk to, and this is probably calling some of y'all out if you're watching me, you know, I work with a lot of women who want to get pregnant, right? That is their goal, and that's their huge why. And that's awesome. But I also caution them that should not be your only why, because guess what? What if you don't get pregnant? What if fertility meds don't work? Then you're going to be feeling hopeless and lost, and you're not going to have all these other things to be motivated by. Or what if you do get pregnant? Then are you just going to stop and jump off the healthy train and go get some Dunkin' Donuts? Like, no. If anything, that should even fuel your fire even more to get healthier. But I'm telling you, I have had so many women be like, I'm so excited. I just found out I was pregnant after 2 or 3 miscarriages. Or I'm so excited. I told I could never have a baby. You know, I can't do it until I can't join your challenge. Hey, Connie. The last time I checked, if I was pregnant, knocked up, I think I would want to be the healthiest version of myself that I could possibly be. Because I was not only responsible for my body, I'm responsible for a child, a baby's body. So I'm going to do my darndest to be the healthiest version of myself. And guess what? It's possible to eat clean and eat healthy while you're pregnant. You can also, guess what? Work out. Shocker. And what would you know? Would you believe that I actually have some workouts that are not just lower impact, but that are tailored toward pregnant women? Well, can you imagine that? That the Diamond Challenge just isn't for women wanting to get pregnant or who have had babies or whatever. It's actually for women who are pregnant too. Can you imagine? I mean, isn't that crazy? Who would have thunk that somebody want to be healthy while they're pregnant? Another excuse. So we've had money, we've had time, and and life gets in the way, with time. But let me tell you what. For those who don't know, if you haven't stalked my page long enough, I got a bunch of kids on my profile, right? I mean, tell me, have y'all seen my kids on my profile? Have y'all not seen the videos and the pictures of my kids running around ragged? And I mean, look, I woke up like this. I woke up like this. Now, I was in pajamas. Well, I dressed up. This is me dressing up. This is mom dressing up for work, right? Now, let me tell you something. I have 6 kids that have been adopted. Not just, biological kids. I've got 6 kids who are, and I'm not going to put all their garbage out there, but, we have a therapist that comes in our home a couple times a week, So we're dealing with it. And that's just natural things when you have kids that have been removed. There's a lot of issues there. And not only that, I'm in therapy. My husband's in therapy. Lord have mercy, everybody needs to be in therapy. But anyway, that's not my point. I'm rambling. Not only that, I decided that I'm going to start homeschooling this year. What was I thinking? Well, let me tell you what. It was something that we felt like God was leading us to do. And that's another thing that I spend my time in, is in church. Usually at least 2 to 3 times a week, sometimes 4. You know, and if you count the times I drop off my kids, that's even more. But here's the thing, guys. You got to make the time. Life happens. And if you stop focusing on taking care of yourself and feeding your body, not just nutritionally what it needs, but spiritually and emotionally what it needs, you're going to wake up one day and be like, wow, 20 years has passed by. Wow, like my kids are grown and out of the house. Wow, like I'm retired now. What do I have to show for my life? What kind of legacy am I leaving behind? How do you want people to remember you? How do you want to look back and say that you lived your life? Did you just live it? Were you just busy? Or were you productive? Did you leave your mark? And that's one of the reasons why I feel like, you know, with this thing that I've made into a job, okay, my passion sometimes can come off as pushiness. Because although I have to do the math, I'm 33. And to some of you all that may be younger and some that may be older than some of you all that follow me, there are times that I wish I could go back 10 years ago and start what I'm doing now 10 years ago. And I wish that I hadn't wasted. They're not necessarily wasted. I learned a lot of things, but I wish I had not wasted a lot of my time self-doubting myself, not believing in myself, thinking too much about what the next person beside me thinks, or keeping up with the Joneses, or trying to be comfortable. And by that, I mean not putting myself in my stretch zone, out of my comfort zone, to where I'm going to encourage myself to grow. And guess what, guys? When we grow, whether it's physically, emotionally, spiritually, it's not going to be easy. And you know what? When my kids, like for instance, when my little 3-year-old, she'll be 4 next month, in a few weeks, when she is giving me the hardest time, like I'm telling you what, she's a three-nager through and through. And if you've met my little girl, like you know she's a three-nager. Like I have a friend that calls her Taz, for Tasmanian Devil, because she's all over the place. I look at her sometimes and I tell her, I'm like, you know what? I love you so much because God is using you to teach me so much right now. Think about that. I love you so much that God is teaching me so much through you right now, whether it's patience or kindness or just being selfless. And I'm rambling, so what do you expect? You should expect nothing less in a video like that. But I just want you to know that I don't want you to look back and time pass you by because you've allowed life to get in the way. These things that really don't matter 5 years from now. Okay, so if you have whatever excuse or whatever thing that you have that you feel like is keeping you from being your best self, I want you to think about it and analyze. Does this thing, will it matter to me 5 years from now? Will it matter? Will it matter even next year? Will it matter 10 years from now? And if it doesn't matter to you 5 years from now or 10 years from now, guess what? It really shouldn't be that big of a deal to you now. And I think that a lot of times we magnify the immediate things that are going on in our life. And I'm not saying that we shouldn't use traumatic events in our life to learn and grow from, but I feel like we use them as excuses sometimes. And instead of using them as learning experiences, we use them as a crutch. So, and even going on another rant, like a little ramble. So, y'all know I have my Diamond Challenge, which this is pretty much what this is. I had a chick who actually filled out my application to join my Diamond Challenge to get more information. She gave me all of her information. She gave me her name, her phone number, her email. So I sent her a video message like, I'm super excited that you're excited about getting healthier. I want to know what your goals are because my goal is to help you to reach your goals. Let's get together. Let's chat. I think I heard back from her once. So I sent her another message because you know what? I know sometimes it's scary, And, well, anyway, I sent her a message today because there's a rebate going on. I don't know if you've seen my page today, but there's a $25 rebate because it's the last day of the month. And my challenge kicks off on Monday. And so I'm trying to do this final push to get as many people in there, because I know there's so many people that money and the price is their objection. And really, I hope that me giving you back $25, like, that's out of my pocket back to you. So, like, out of that commission, that you would see that I'm putting my money where my mouth is. Like, you know, if you're willing to put up your money, I'm willing to put up money too. Anyway, I didn't get a notification, but I was scrolling through my messages. She muted me. Now, she didn't block me because I could still see her page, but she muted my conversation. And I'm just like, oh my stars. This is not someone, you know, and pretty much for the most part, I don't just random message people and ask if they want to get healthy. I mean, because that's kind of rude. I mean, am I right? Like, if someone randomly messaged you that you never had a conversation before, I'm like, hey, you want to lose weight, and get in my group? I mean, you'd be like, bitch, please. Like, you ain't no place to tell me I need to lose weight, right? So I don't do that. Like, that's not how I run my business. You know, people come to me, you know, to get healthy. Like, that's how I do it. So, but she muted me, and, you know, it was kind of frustrating, but you know what? I have to let it go. You know, I get rejected all the time, but it makes me sad because I know that she wants help. She needs help, but there is something in her life, whatever it may be, it could be one of the objections I listed earlier, that's holding her back. You know, I don't know what it is because she never gave me an opportunity to listen. You know, I could probably go back to her application and learn a little bit more about her. But you know what? When her time is right, she knows where to find me. And I'll be here. I've been doing this for 2.5 years. I run a very successful group of over 8,000 women now who, you know, hundreds of them have amazing success stories. So I'm in it for the long haul. So I want you to think about, you know, even if you don't join the Diamond Challenge, which I'm, you know, like, I would love to have you in there. So if you're interested, I got to put a plug, comment below or shoot me a message, because I definitely want you to get plugged into it, because we have that rebate going on before midnight Eastern Standard Time. So I had to think about that. So only for like 2 or 3 more hours. I want you to think about things that are holding you back from whatever it is getting healthier. You know, like if you're saying that it's because it costs too much to be healthy, well, no. It means you need to sit your butt down at your kitchen table and meal plan. It costs no money to plan out your meals. And I guarantee you, if you plan smart and you look up at Pinterest, guess what? There is this wonderful thing called Google and wonderful thing called Pinterest. Have y'all heard of it? Look up cheap, clean, eat recipes. The guys, like, you all, it's like you've lost your mind sometimes. Like, you don't know how to look up something. Like, you know, I mean, I used to when I was little, we had books of dictionaries and thesauruses that we had to look up stuff. We didn't have Google growing up. But now it's like people can't even use Google to look up how to make a meal plan, or look up Google at how to find a recipe. So if you don't have money, sit down, figure out some things you do like, and then make it work for you. So the excuse that costs too money, no, that means just stop buying the crap and use that money to buy real food. Okay, that was total soapbox. I'm surprised that there are still a few people in here watching me. So anyway, what's holding you back from getting healthier? Is your excuse time? Is it money? Is it fear? And a lot of times when it comes down to it, it's fear of failure, lack of self-belief. I mean, can I get an amen on any of these? Because I'm telling you what, I still struggle with all of those. But I have to rise above it and say, you know what? I hope I fail every single day, and I'm going to fail forward. And you know what? And I want to be the best example to my kids, because when I fail, I want to show them that I can stand up, dust off my shoulders, you know, like dust your shoulders off or whatever, and I'm going to keep going, because I want to set the example for them. I want to inspire you and set the example for you. Men, Misty, is that your excuse, men? What do you mean? Oh my gosh. I'm a hot mess. Amen. Oh. Oh my goodness. So I could get on here and rant and rave, but guys, I want you all, like, really get real with yourself and ask yourself the tough questions and give yourself permission enough to love yourself, enough to be honest with yourself. That was a lot of yourselves. Y'all know what I mean, right? So give yourself permission to be honest. And my therapist, plug for her, she was saying, she'd rather hear basically a dirty truth over a pretty lie. And it is so true. And I think a lot of the times we protect ourselves from other people, from harm, from fear of them lying or commitment or whatever. And a lot of the times we need to protect ourselves the most from ourselves. Because it's not usually the other people that we live with that love us that are telling us the same old story over and over and over about how we're just going to fail this time, we're not good enough, we're not pretty enough, we're not smart enough, yada, 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 blah, blah, blah. And in reality, it's us who wake up every day and we tell ourselves the same story over and over and over. So anyway, I could ramble all night, but I just have heard at least, I can't tell you how many excuses I've heard today. And that's fine, because I pray to God that He, every day, and I just prayed earlier, that He will bring to me the people that need help, who are willing to accept my help, who are willing to accept the coaching, who are willing to basically take a leap of faith, not only Him, but in themselves, to take a gamble on themselves, and, with my challenge groups, it's risk-free, like if you give me 30 days, and if in 30 days I can't do a little bit of something in your life, then send back your program and stuff. Like, you're not going to hurt my feelings. It's like, give me 30 days to see what you can do. It's not going to be me putting in the work. I'm just going to be there shouting and cheering, and I'll be that cheerleader I never was. So it's like, and having the group of other women, and so far there's just women. So, I guess a guy could come in there too, but just one another, just motivating one another, and being a part of a support group where you don't have any fear of judgment. You don't have any fear of a failure, because guess what? If you don't check in one day, or if you eat horrible one day, confess it and be done, and no one's going to judge you, because I fail every day. Like, if you haven't followed me, you don't know. Seriously, I fail every day. So, anyway, I appreciate you all hopping on and listening to me ramble. I feel so much better to have gotten this off my chest. So, if you're struggling with any of these excuses and you want to overcome them, okay, let me know. Because if you're real with yourself and you know that you're struggling, but you don't know how to overcome that struggle, I can help. I can kind of help guide you through it. And hopefully my passion will not come off as pushiness, but sometimes I think bluntness is a gift. And I know for me it is, for other people to be blunt for me. So anyway, I'm going to hop off here because I've received several messages since I've been on this video, and this is something I would like to do a little bit more often, because I know sometimes some of you will have to wait a couple days to get messages back from me. And I know that going live, if you have any questions, you can instantly ask me, and usually I can instantly get it. Hey, Abby. Hey, Heather. So it is one of those instant things, whereas Messenger kind of gets bogged down from time to time. But I have been like white on rice tonight. I'm caught up on my messages, so I'm super excited. So if you do have a question, or whether it's about your own personal journey, or about anything in particular, or about the Diamond Challenge, or about meal plans, programs, whatever it may be, Shakeology, shoot me a message, and I promise I'll get back to you ASAP. So hope that you all have a wonderful night, and I love you all. Bye.